Oh boy! It's party time! Let's celebrate! It's party time! Let's celebrate! Let's celebrate! It's party time! It's party time! Let's celebrate! It's party time! Let's celebrate! It's Christmas! It's Christmas! It's Christmas! It's holiday! It's Christmas! It's holidays! It's Christmas! It's holidays! Happy New Year! Happy New Year! It's party time! Let's celebrate! It's party time! 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 It's Christmas! It's Christmas! It's Christmas! My favorite time of the year! My favorite time of the year! My favorite time of the year! Happy New Year! Happy New Year! Happy New Year! Happy New Year! It's party time! It's party time! It's party time! Let's celebrate! Let's celebrate! My favorite time of the year! Happy New 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 Year! Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas! Happy New Year! Happy New Year! Merry Christmas! Happy New Year! Merry Christmas! Happy New Year! Happy New Year! Merry Christmas! Happy New Year! Happy New Year! Woo! Oh boy! Merry Christmas! favorite time of the year. Happy New 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 Year. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Wow! Oh boy! Merry Christmas! Happy New Year! Happy New Year! Happy New Year! Merry Christmas! It's party time. It's party time. It's party time. It's party time. It's Christmas. It's Christmas. It's Christmas. My favorite time of the year. My favorite time of the year. My favorite time of the year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. It's party time. It's party time. It's party time. Let's celebrate. Let's celebrate. My favorite time of the year. Happy New 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 Year. Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year from Nana Deloli. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year to you. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, everybody, here we go. Happy New Year!
Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year! We went through last year the best we could. The new year is here with us.
We gave last year our best.
What version of us are we going to display this year?
Now we have another opportunity or another chance to start over.
Are we going to be good, better, and best?
Are we gonna be wise, wiser, and wisest? How will we impact our world?
What will we do to make the world a better place because we are in it? What will we do to advance the cause of mankind?
What will to help build brightness for the human family? Why don't we think about it?
Why don't we think about it? Why don't we think about it? What do you think about it? What do you think about it? Let's all think about it. Let's all think about it.
Oh boy! It's party time! Let's celebrate! It's party time! Let's celebrate! Let's celebrate! It's party time! It's party time! Let's celebrate! It's party time! Let's celebrate! It's Christmas! It's Christmas! It's Christmas! It's holiday! It's Christmas! It's holidays! It's Christmas! It's holidays! Happy New Year! Happy New Year! It's party time! Let's celebrate! It's party time! 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 It's Christmas! It's Christmas! It's Christmas! My favorite time of the year! My favorite time of the year! My favorite time of the year! Happy New Year! Happy New Year! Happy New Year! Happy New Year! It's party time! It's party time! It's party time! Let's celebrate! Let's celebrate! My favorite time of the year! Happy New 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 Year! Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas! Happy New Year! Happy New Year! Merry Christmas! Happy New Year!
Thank you. I appreciate you being here on this gorgeous day in a magnificent setting. To think about all the lives that were lost here. Please all have a seat. On July 4th, 1863, America woke to the remains of perhaps the most consequential battle in American soil. It took place here on this ground in Gettysburg. 3 days of violence, 3 days of carnage, 50,000 casualties, wounded, captured, missing, or dead over 3 days of fighting. When the sun rose on that Independence Day, Lee would retreat. The war would go on for nearly 2 more years, but the back of the Confederacy had been broken. The Union would be saved. Slavery would be abolished. Government by, and for the people would not perish from the earth. And freedom would be born anew in our land. There's no more fitting place than here today in Gettysburg to talk about the cost of division, about how much it has cost America in the past, about how much it is costing us now, and about why I believe in this moment we must come together as a nation. For President Lincoln, the Civil War was about the greatest of causes: the end of slavery, widening equality, pursuit of justice, the creation of opportunity, and the sanctity of freedom. His words would live ever after. We hear them in our heads, we know them in our hearts, we draw on them when we seek hope in hours of darkness. 77 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Here, on this sacred ground, Abraham Lincoln reimagined America itself. Here, a president of the United States spoke of the price of division and the meaning of sacrifice. He believed in the rescue, redemption, and rededication of the Union. All this in a time not just of ferocious division, but of widespread death, structural inequity, and fear of the future. And he taught us this: a house divided could not stand. That is a great and timeless truth. Today, once again, we are a house divided. But that, my friends, can no longer be. We are facing too many crises. We have too much work to do. We have too bright a future to have it shipwrecked on the shoals of anger and hate and division. As we stand here today, a century and a half later after Gettysburg, we should consider again what can happen when equal justice is denied, when anger and violence and division are left unchecked. As I look across America today, I'm concerned. The country is in a dangerous place. Our trust in each other is ebbing. Hope seems elusive.
Thank you very much, and we look forward to shaking your hand in D.C. at the nearest opportunity.
Mr. President, I want to introduce you to the Artemis II crew.
Proud of you guys.
Thank you.
I really mean it. Thank you.
Mr. President. Thank you.
Oh, I was excited to see you. Well, I tell you what, closest I came to the moon was my moon rock here. I can remember exactly where I was. I was on the northeast extension of the Pennsylvania Turnpike, and I pulled over, and I remember sitting there listening to the landing on the moon 50 years later. It's a big deal. You guys are incredible. You're absolutely incredible. Really. Let me show you around the office a little bit. If we're going to get anything done.
We love seeing the moon rock in the Oval Office, and we know that you asked to have that put in there. And
I did.
I think that's a good tribute to what you and the Vice President are doing, leading our country. And we really appreciate
the strategic vision. Well, you guys are. I mean, think of what's going to change. We're at a real inflection point in world history. There are going to be more change in the next 10 years than the last 50 years. Not a joke. I am so damn proud and envious of what you're about to do. Really and truly. It's a decision. It's a choice we make. And if we can decide not to... Hello, Mariah. How are you?
Looks.
I'm a fan.
I'm a fan.
I just want you to know.
Oh, we love it.
Come on.
Thank you.
I don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need. I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree. I just want you for my
Now it's perfect.
home, more than you could ever know. Make my wish.
Earlier this year, I boarded Air Force One for a secret flight to Poland. There I boarded a train with blacked-out windows for a 10-hour ride each way to Kyiv to stand with the people of Ukraine ahead of the one-year anniversary of their brave fight against Putin. I'm told I was the first American to enter a war zone not controlled by the United States military since President Lincoln. With me was just a small group of security personnel and a few advisors. But when I exited that train and met President Zelensky, I didn't feel alone. I was bringing with me the idea of America, the promise of America, to the people who are today fighting for the same things we fought for 250 years ago. Freedom, independence, self-determination. And as I walked through Kyiv with President Zelensky, with air raid sirens sounding in the distance, I felt something I've always believed, more strongly than ever before. America is a beacon to the world.
In the open, in America.
You heard me say it many times. Wall Street didn't build the country. The middle class built the country. Unions built the middle class. That's a fact. So let's keep going. You deserve what you've earned, and you've earned a hell of a lot more than you're getting paid now. Thank you very much.
When you have a president that's constantly saying, go union, this is what you get. The unions get emboldened, and then they start asking for things.
The first bill he passed had $86 billion for union pensions.
This president clearly does prioritize union jobs, and he's made very clear here that union workers deserve more, that their pay increases have not come close to the success and the money that all of these auto companies have enjoyed.
Heart-wrenching cases of racial injustice and lives.
I think you should buy this mug. I'll ask you nicely,
by peaceful protesters giving
but he
voice
won't.
to the calls for justice. By examples of violence and looting and burning that cannot be tolerated. I believe in law and order. I've never supported defunding the police, but I also believe injustice is real. It's a product of a history that goes back 400 years, the moment when black men, women, and children first were brought here in chains. I do not believe we have to choose between law and order and racial justice in America.
The violence against women legislation. Lives will be different and free and freer next year than they were this year. And more women will be alive next year than this year.
This looting and burning. We have no need for armed militias roaming America's streets. And we should have no tolerance for extremist white supremacy groups menacing our communities. If you say we should trust America's law enforcement authorities to do the job, as I do, then
are the wars in Israel and Ukraine more than the United States can take on at the same time?
We're the United States of America, for God's sake. The most powerful nation in the history, not in the world, in the history of the world. The history of the world. We can take care of both of these and still maintain our overall international defense.
George Floyd's 6-year-old daughter, who I met with, who looked at me and said in her small child's voice, "Daddy changed the world." Also, Jacob Blake's mother was another when she said, "Violence didn't reflect her son, and this nation needed healing." And Doc Rivers, the basketball coach, choking back tears.
If Biden wins, you're going to have a stock market collapse, the likes of which you've never had.
Another record day on Wall Street.
Stock market higher than it's ever been.
The stock market, it's hitting new records.
Beating the record it set just yesterday.
Let's just talk for a moment about the stock market. Okay. Boom.
Well, the market is defined.
All the experts.
That is a deep love for this country.
We're President Biden's cabinet. Of course we launched American Climate Corps,
a historic program mobilizing the next generation of climate resilience workers.
We're President Biden's cabinet. Of course, we're solving the climate crisis by putting young people on the path to good jobs.
We're President Biden's cabinet. Of course, we're conserving America's beautiful forests, supporting wildfire response, and delivering jobs in rural communities.
We're President Biden's cabinet. Of course, we're creating a climate-ready nation and creating jobs at the same time.
We're President Biden's cabinet. Of course, we're going to work to empower the next generation of stewards who will protect our lands, waters, and wildlife.
We're President Biden's cabinet. Of course, we're increasing access to skills-based training for our future clean energy workforce while saving the planet.
Set partisanship aside. Let's end the politics and follow the science. Wearing a mask is not a political statement. It's a scientific recommendation.
When family farms go by the wayside, small businesses, hospitals, schools that support them, they suffer as well in the community. Now we're growing an economy from the middle out and the bottom up instead of the top down. Today I'm announcing we're investing nearly $2 billion to help more farmers adopt practices that fight climate change and earn new income. $1 billion to fix aging critical rural infrastructure like electricity, water, wastewater systems. It's about investing in all of America, including rural America. It's about restoring pride to rural communities that have been left behind for far too long.
Reflects the true values of this nation.
Mr. President, it's good to see you again. Friendship between our countries runs deep, strengthened by generations of commitments to become American citizens. And the partnership between our nations is, I think, stronger than ever before. And we're standing side by side to counter corruption. You're leading on that, and I appreciate that. And, finally, working together to address the historic humanitarian security situation in Haiti. Mr. President, I want to thank you again for making the effort to be here, and I look forward to our conversations today about issues that strengthen our relationship in the region.
The distant frontier can rise to the highest office in the land.
Well, Mr. President, welcome to the White House. Welcome to the Oval Office. This year Chile and the United States celebrate 200 years. 200 years of bilateral relations. Today, I think our partnership's stronger than it's ever been. I've said many times that there's no reason why this hemisphere shouldn't be the most prosperous, most democratic hemisphere in the world. We have all the makings of that, and we're standing up for democracy and freedom, human rights, the rights of workers, and I know we share those views, you and I. So we embark on this next century partnership. Let's make it even stronger. To all the people of Maine, Jill and I are here on behalf of the American people to grieve with you and to make sure you know that you're not alone.
Thank you.
The Architectural Digest. Welcome to the Oval Office. Come on in.
Gorgeous day in a magnificent setting. Do you think about all the lives that were lost here? Please all have a seat.
This is the White House. This is it. On Inauguration Day, the outgoing president has to be out by, I think, noon or 10 o'clock in the morning. Incoming can't come in until 4 o'clock. So you can decide what furniture and what decorations you want in the Oval Office. And I had asked my brother to help me set up my office in here on the rug and the furniture because he's a better architect than I am. What they do is in suburban Maryland, there is a facility that is a replica in terms of dimensions of the Oval Office. And so you go out there and pick the furniture and the rugs you want, see what it looks like. And so my brother knows my taste extremely well. I love this rug. I love the color blue. That's the one thing I knew I wanted. The rest, my brother picked out for me. And he had called a good friend, John Meacham, the presidential historian, for some help.
Would not perish from the earth.
I've spent more time with the Chinese leader than any other head of state. And he asked me, he said, can I define America? I said, yes, I can. In one word, and I mean it. Possibilities. Possibilities. We Americans think anything is possible. We would do it together. And that's why John Meacham helped my brother pick out those 5 portraits up there. It's all about possibilities. There's not a single thing we can't do.
Come together as a nation.
This was the Resolute desk that John Kennedy had. And remember that famous picture where John, his son, where he came out from under the desk? Well, he comes out this door here. That's where he climbed out. Well, I have a little grandson, and what I decided to do when we came in here, let me show you. And that's my grandson, Bowie, coming out from underneath the desk. It's really an incredible office. I chose the things that sort of represent why I got into public life to begin with, for real. I wanted to be able to sit at my desk, but I looked out to see the two heroes I had. One was Dr. Martin Luther King, and the other is Bobby Kennedy. Then I have a woman who refused to move to the back of the bus. It's Rosa Parks. I have her bust in here as well. And there's one other person that was from that era. This is Cesar Chavez of the farm workers. He was organizing farm workers in the southern part of my state at the time. And I supported him. I never met him, but I supported what he was doing. It cost me in southern Delaware, but I admired the hell out of him.
And rededication of the Union. All this.
This is the love of my life and the life of my love. This is my daughter Ashley on her wedding day, and we're dancing the dance of the father and daughter. This one is really amazing. This is on the night Barack and I were declared Vice President and President of the United States. My mom, who admired Barack a lot, wasn't even supposed to be walking out on the stage. And they said, and now the next President and Vice President of the United States, Barack Obama and Joe Biden. And my mother grabs Barack's hand there and look on his face. She goes, come on, honey, it's going to be okay. She walked him out on stage. She never stopped being everybody's mom. I have this rugby ball over here. This is the all-Irish rugby team. I have two cousins who were stars on that team, and they gave me this ball. And then every time I've been sworn into any public office, I've used this Bible. It's just an incredible keepsake that's been around in the family for a long time. By the way, the reason for Ben Franklin, I got to put that up because my kids went to Penn, and I was a professor at the University of Pennsylvania. This moon rock, it's pretty cool. It's literally a rock from the moon. This is my 67 Corvette. My dad didn't have a lot of money, but he managed the dealership. So when I got married, he gave this to me as a gift. I still have it. When I got elected president, Scranton decided to take Interstate 81, and the exit to Scranton used to be called the Central Scranton Expressway. They renamed it President Biden Expressway.
This must end. We need to revive the spirit.
There's a lot of other things in here that are consequence to me, and I think of all the incredible things that have happened in this office over the last couple hundred years, and it really is just an incredible honor to be here.
That's the way things used to work, Joe, but they can't work that way anymore.
Let me show you back here. People don't get to go back here very often. I think these are great sketches of Frederick Douglass. I have them put up on the wall here. There's a private office back here. This is where I come when I want to get away a little bit to work on a speech. There's a great portrait of President Kennedy there. The Kennedys didn't like it because it made him look too contemplative. I think it's a great portrait of him. And on the wall here, a lot of kids will send me these cartoons, and I put them up on the wall, and then I take pictures of them and send them to the families, which the kids get a kick out of. I think they're really neat. And this is the house I was raised in Scranton, Pennsylvania, on North Washington Avenue, which, by the way, the last 3 blocks at the end of North Washington Avenue, they call Biden Way now. They've renamed it.
But there's something bigger going on in this nation than just our broken politics.
This is a private dining room. Not many people get to come back here. Barack and I used to have lunch those 8 years, once a week in this room right here. But I have a lot of personal family photographs back here. This is a picture of my son, Bo, who's passed away. That's my mom and my dad, and when I had darker hair. And here, they're what they call command coins. Command coins are given in the battlefield, and the president has a command coin. And my command coin has on the back of it the Bose unit or went to Iraq for a year. And so I'm going to give you a copy, give you one. If in fact, next time I see you don't have it, you have to buy the drinks. But you're in luck. I'm the only Irish you've never met that's never had a drink in his life.
To see that we're experiencing today is neither good nor normal.
Did you want to see the cabinet room? I want to show it to you. Come here.
For Charlottesville. Close your eyes and remember what you saw.
This is the cabinet room.
Neo-Nazis.
Come on in.
White supremacists.
There's only one chair in here that's about 2 inches higher than every other chair. That's the president's chair. These chairs are really, really heavy. On the back of each chair is the name of the department they represent. This is the Secretary of Energy here in this chair. But there's a lot of really incredible things that have happened in this room. It's almost cathedral-like to me. Because when we're in here, we're talking about things of enormous consequence.
As normal and acceptable behavior. We've opened a door in this country that we must move quickly to close.
And by the way, there's a tradition in my office.
President, that's just what I
These chocolate chip cookies are all homemade.
send a clear, unequivocal message to the entire nation. There is no place for hate in America. It will be given no license.
Thanks for coming by, Architectural Digest. By the way, I'm a subscriber. I'm a frustrated architect. Thank you very much.
In recent weeks
Appreciate
and
it.
months, the country has been riled by instances of excessive police force, heart-wrenching cases of racial injustice and lives needlessly and senselessly lost, by peaceful protesters giving voice to the calls for justice, by examples of violence and looting and burning that cannot be tolerated. I believe in law and order. I've never supported defunding the police, but I also believe injustice is real. It's a product of a history that goes back 400 years, the moment when black men, women, and children first were brought here in chains. I do not believe we have to choose between law and order and racial justice in America. We can't have both. This is a nation strong enough to both honestly face systemic racism and strong enough to provide safe streets for our families and small businesses that too often bear the brunt of this looting and burning. We have no need for armed militias roaming America's streets, and we should have no tolerance for extremist white supremacy groups menacing our communities. If you say we should trust America's law enforcement authorities to do the job, as I do, then let them do their job without extremist groups acting as vigilantes. If you say we have no need to face racial injustice in the country, you haven't opened your eyes to the truth in America. There have been powerful voices for justice in recent weeks and months. George Floyd's 6-year-old daughter, who I met with, who looked at me and said in her small child's voice, "Daddy changed the world." Also, Jacob Blake's mother was another when she said, "Violence didn't reflect her son, and this nation needed healing." And Doc Rivers, the basketball coach, choking back tears when he said, "We're the ones getting killed. We're the ones getting shot. We've been hung." It's amazing why we keep loving this country, and this country does not love us back. I think about that. I think about what it takes for a black person to love America. That is a deep love for this country that has for far too long never been recognized. What we need in America's leadership that seeks to de-escalate tensions, to open lines of communications, to bring us together, to heal, to hope. As president, that's precisely what I will do. We paid a high price for allowing the deep divisions in this country to impact on how we deal with the coronavirus. 210,000 Americans dead, and the number's climbing. It's estimated that nearly another 210,000 Americans could lose their lives by the end of the year. Enough. No more. Let's just Set partisanship aside. Let's end the politics and follow the science. Wearing a mask is not a political statement. It's a scientific recommendation. Social distancing isn't a political statement. It's a scientific recommendation. Testing, tracing, the development and ultimate approval and distribution of a vaccine isn't a political statement. It is a science-based decision. We can't undo what has been done. We can't go back. We can do so much better. We can do better starting today. We can have a national strategy that puts politics aside and saves lives. We can have a national strategy that will make it possible for our schools and businesses to open safely. We can have a national strategy that reflects the true values of this nation. This pandemic is not a red state or blue state issue. This virus doesn't care whether you live or where you live, what political party you belong to. It infects us all. It will take anyone's life. It's a virus. It's not a political weapon. There's another enduring division in America that we must end. The division in our economic life that gives opportunity only to the privileged few. America has to be about mobility. It has to be the kind of country where an Abraham Lincoln, a child of the distant frontier, can rise to the highest office in the land. America has to be about possibilities. The possibility of prosperity. Not just for the privileged few, but for the many, for all of us. Working people and their kids deserve an opportunity. Lincoln knew this. He said that a country had to give people, and I quote, an open field and a fair chance. An open field and a fair chance. That's what we're going to do in the America we're going to build together. We fought a civil war that would secure a union, that would seek to fulfill the promise of equality for all. And by fits and starts, our better angels have prevailed again just enough against our worst impulses to make a new and better nation. And those better angels can prevail again now. They must prevail again now.